My question has to do with democracy and representation, and I'm going to preface my question by talking about Stephen Harper, who, when he won the Alliance a few years ago, said, you know, all kinds of things at every Tim Hortons in Alberta as well as across Canada about bringing local views to Ottawa rather than Ottawa's views to the local communities. And in the context of this election, I felt compelled to ask, just because there's been two Conservative candidates, and the stories in the newspaper when the last Conservative candidate was asked to resign for Mr. Meredith was that an election is a cookie-cutter type of thing. If it's good for consumption at another part of Canada, then it should be good enough for Toronto Centre, and that the local representative isn't supposed to say things that are outside the book from the Central Party from Ottawa. And my question is, what will the candidates here do for Toronto Centre or Canadians in general? And how do we make the House of Commons more democratic, if that is seen as being necessary?
Okay, thank you.
I can't disagree with the last point. I think that Bill was a great member of Parliament for this riding. I'm not sure that the Liberal record on investing in affordable housing and in cities is all that good. I think in the last few decades we've seen not very much investment in Toronto at all. And certainly in the area of affordable housing, that would be a priority for me. I think this city needs much stronger investment from the federal level to make sure that cities have, where people can afford to live in cities, where we know the quality of life is so high. And we need investments in municipal infrastructure, and the Green Party has some specific plans for that as well. With regards to the second part of your question, which was how we can make the House of Commons more democratic, we could do what Stephen Harper promised to do in the last election campaign, and the exact opposite of what he actually did. I actually believed him when he talked about giving MPs more of a voice, respecting the will of parliamentarians. It's really interesting to hear Don here tonight say that he thinks that there's too much partisanship in the House of Commons when it's his Prime Minister who said that the Liberals have a passion for the Taliban because they were asking very good questions about our treatment of Afghan detainees, when it's his House Whip who recently referred to the Liberal Party as Taliban sympathizers. That's a level of partisanship that's absolutely unacceptable for a Prime Minister or governing party, and that's the sort of thing we can't tolerate in the House of Commons.
Pardon me?
Well, clearly, Chris, I believe what I said was that we have to work together, both municipally and provincially, to address the concerns of this riding. And clearly it's about, in terms of government and making decisions, there's a minority position with Mr. Harper, and clearly things get done for Canadians when everybody, all parties agree on those issues, moving things forward. I think that's just to correct what I said earlier, Chris, and so clearly let the record stand as to what I said with respect to moving these issues forward. That pertains to Canadians.
Okay, let's